Greetings, Mantaray79 here, and welcome back to another deck profile video for the Cardfight Vanguard trading card game. And now in today's video, the deck profile I'm going to make you one for is a premium formats. Kagero's Blazing Flare Dragon with cards from DZ-BT05. Alrighty, let's get started. And now for the Grade 0 lineup. For the Grade 0s in this deck we are playing 1. Grade 0 Lizard Soldier Conroe. The Grade 0 Lizard Soldier Conroe. Starting unit. Skills: first skill, auto. Forerunner. When another Kagero unit rides this unit, you may call this card to the rearguard circle. Second skill, action as a rearguard. Cost, counter +1 and retire this unit. If the cost and paid, search your deck for up to 1 Grade 1 or less Kagero, reveal it to your opponent, put it into your hand, and shuffle your deck. And with that, we've covered the deck's Grade 0 lineup. Next, let's get on to the Grade 1 lineup. And now for the Grade 1 lineup. For the Grade 1s in this deck we are playing 4. Grade 1 Dragon Knight Keyshot. 4. Grade 1 Lizard Soldier Ralpia. 4. Grade 1 Energy Flame Addict. And 2. Grade 1 Blitz Order Unyielding Flame Sword. The Grade 1 Dragon Knight Keyshot. Skills: first skill, auto, as a rearguard when placed. Cost, counter +1 and soul +1. If the cost and paid, draw a card. Choose one of your opponent's back row rearguards and retire it. Second skill, auto. When rolled upon, look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Reveal up to 1 Grade 3 or greater card from among them, put into hand, and shuffle deck. The Grade 1 Lizard Soldier Ralpia. Skill: auto as a Vanguard or rearguard. When your opponent's rearguard is retired during your turn, this unit gets +5,000 power until end of turn. The Grade 1 Energy Flame Addict. Skill: auto as a rearguard. Cost: put this unit into your soul. When your opponent's rearguard is retired, he's put in the drop zone due to the effect of one of your cards, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose up to 2 cards from your damage zone and turn them face up. The Grade 1 Blitz Order Unyielding Flame Sword. Skill: order. Choose one of your units being attacked and perform all of the following. First effect: if your damage zone has 4 or more cards, that unit gets +10,000 power until end of battle. Second effect: if your hand has 4 or less cards, that unit gets +10,000 power until end of battle. Third effect: if your opponent's G zone has a face-up card, that unit gets +15,000 power until end of battle. With that, we've covered the deck's Grade 1 lineup. Next, let's get on to the Grade 2 lineup. And now for the Grade 2 lineup. For the Grade 2s in this deck we are playing 4. Grade 2 Break Breath Dragon. 4. Grade 2 Turret Cannon Dragon. And 3. Grade 2 Stealth Fiend Shishidir. The Grade 2 Break Breath Dragon. Skills: first skill, auto as a rearguard. At the end of battle, it attacked. If your opponent's rearguard is retired this turn, cost: retire this unit. If the cost and paid, draw a card. Second skill, auto. When rolled upon, choose one of your opponent's rearguards, retire it. If you do not retire, draw a card. The Grade 2 Turret Cannon Dragon. Skill: action as a Vanguard or rearguard once per turn. Cost: counter +1 and put a normal unit from drop zone into the bottom of the deck. If the cost and paid, choose one of your opponent's rearguards that's Grade 2 or less and retire it. If your hand has 4 or less cards, draw a card. The Grade 2 Stealth Fiend Shishidir. Skill: continuous as a rearguard or guardian. If your opponent's G zone has a card, this unit gets +5,000 power and +5,000 shield. If your opponent's G zone is a face-up card, this unit gets +10,000 power and +10,000 shield instead of +5,000 power and shield. Active on opponent's turn 2. With that, we've covered the deck's Grade 2 lineup. Next, let's get on to the Grade 3 lineup. And now for the Grade 3 lineup. For the Grade 3s in this deck we are playing 4 Grade 3 Blazing Flare Dragon and 4 Grade 3 Fire Rage Dragon. The Grade 3 Blazing Flare Dragon. Skills: first skill, actions, Vanguard or Rearguard, once per turn. Cost: Soul Blast one or more cards. If the cost is paid, for each Soul Blast paid for this cost, choose one of your opponent's Rearguards and retire it. If this unit is on Vanguard Circle, if you paid Soul Blast 5 or more for this cost, your opponent removes all markers from their circles and protect from their hand. Second skill, auto from the Vanguard or Rearguard. When this unit attacks, Soul Charge 1. If your opponent's Vanguard is Grade 3 or greater and they have no Rearguards, this unit gets plus 10,000 power until end of battle. The Grade 3 Fire Rage Dragon. Skill: auto as a Vanguard or Rearguard. When placed, cost Counterblast 1 and Soul Blast 1. If the cost is paid, put the top card of your deck into drop zone. Choose the same number of your opponent's Rearguards as the grade on that card. Retire them. If you do not retire any units, this unit gets plus 1 critical until end of battle. With that, we've covered the deck's Grade 3 lineup. Next, let's get on to the trigger lineup. And now for the trigger lineup. For the triggers in this deck we are playing 1 Grade 0 Dragon DD King Resurgence Drag Vita Over Trigger. 3 Grade 0 Dragon Dancer Tikla Critical Trigger. 4 Grade 0 Dragon Dancer Paloma Critical Trigger. 4 Grade 0 Wyvern Guard Barri Draw Trigger. 2 Grade 0 Dragon Dancer Tara Heal Trigger. And 2 Grade 3 Dragon Dancer Nastasia Heal Trigger. The Grade 0 Dragon DD King Resurgence Drag Vita Over Trigger. Skill: trigger additional effect. Choose one of your Vanguards and it can restand it. The Grade 0 Dragon Dancer Tikla. Skill: auto as a Rearguard. Generation Break 1. When your Vanguard attacks, cost: put this unit into your soul. If the cost is paid, draw a card, and one of your Vanguards gets plus 10,000 power until end of battle. The Grade 0 Dragon Dancer Paloma. Skill: continuous from the hand. While paying the cost for stride, this card may be discarded as a Grade 3. The Grade 0 Wyvern Guard Barri Draw Trigger. Sentinel Perfect Guard. Skills: first skill, Continuous Sentinel. You may only have up to 4 cards of Continuous Sentinel deck. Second skill, auto as a Guardian. When placed, cost: discard a card from hand. If the cost is paid, and one of your units cannot be hit until end of battle. The Grade 0 Dragon Dancer Tara Heal Trigger. Skill: auto. When this card is discarded from hand for the cost of calling a G Guardian, cost: bind this card and bind another heal trigger from drop. If the cost is paid, countercharge 1 or soul charge 1. The Grade 3 Dragon Dancer Nastasia Heal Trigger. Skills: first skill, auto. When this unit is placed on Guardian Circle from hand, if you do not ride a Grade 3 or greater unit this fight, perform one of the following. First effect, choose one of your Vanguards and it gets plus 10,000 power until end of turn. Second effect, choose one of your opponent's units and it gets -2 critical until end of battle. Then second skill, auto. When this unit is placed on Rearguard from hand, if your damage zone has no cards, put the top card of your deck into the damage zone. And with that, we've covered the deck's trigger lineup. For the triggers in this deck we are playing 1 Over Trigger Drag Vita, 7 Critical Triggers, 4 Draw Triggers, and 4 Heal Triggers. And now for the G Zone. For the cards in this G Zone, we are playing 1 Grade 4 Harmonix Messiah, 1 Grade 4 Zeref Dragon of Inferno Drachma, 1 Grade 4 Progenitor Dragon of Lightning Flame Gilgal, 1 Grade 4 Supreme Heavenly Emperor Dragon Blazing Burst Dragon, 2 Grade 4 Divine Dragon Knight Barakat, 4. Grade 4, Supreme Heavenly Emperor Dragon, Dragonic Blade Master Titan. And 2. Grade 4, Supreme Heavenly Emperor Dragon, Zanbus Dragon. The Grade 4, Harmonics Messiah. Skills, first skill, Continuous. You may only have one Harmonics Messiah G unit in the G deck. Second skill, Stride Step, cost. Choose one or more cards from your hand due to some of their grades being grade 3 or greater and discard them. If you cost paid, strike this card onto your Vanguard Circle from face down. Third skill, Auto. When this unit is placed on Vanguard Circle, choose any number of your locked cards and unlock them. Then, choose the same number of cards from your hand as the number of cards that was unlocked by this skill and discard them. Fourth skill, Auto from the Vanguard Circle or G Zone. When this unit is placed on Vanguard Circle or at the beginning of your turn, if this card is face up and your damage zone has 2 or less cards and no new cards are put into your damage zone during your opponent's preceding turn, cost, put the top card of the deck into the damage zone. If you cost and pay, draw a card. Fifth skill, from Auto from the G Zone. When your grade 1 is placed by riding from grade 0, if you went second, cost, reveal this card. If you cost and paid, put a Guardian Shield ticket into your hand. The Grade 4, Xerath Dragon Inferno, Drachma. Skills, first skill, Ultimate Stride. Stride Step, cost, choose a card of the same card name as your Vanguard, and discard it. When the cost and paid, stride this card onto your Vanguard Circle from face down. Second skill, Auto. When placed on Vanguard Circle, cost, Counterblast 2. If the cost and paid, retire all of your opponent's units. Bind them face up onto your opponent's bind zone. Your opponent chooses 3 or up to 3 cards from his or her hand, discard 2 cards from among them, and then rides one of them as onto his Vanguard Circle as stand. The Grade 4, Progenitor Dragon of Lightning Flame, Gilgal. Skills, first skill, Stride Step, cost. Discard a card with the same card name as your Vanguard. If the cost and paid, strike this card into your Vanguard from face down. Second skill, Continuous from the G Zone. This card cannot be turned face up by abilities. If this card is face up, you can stride it without paying the stride cost. Third skill, Action. As a Vanguard, cost, Counterblast 2 and Soul Blast 1. If the cost and paid, until end of turn, this unit battles all of your opponent's units in one attack, and it gives plus 10,000 power. And a skill, Auto. As a Vanguard, when this unit attack hits, countercharge 1. The Grade 4, Supreme Heavenly Emperor Dragon, Blazing Burst Dragon. Skills, first skill, Stride Step, cost. Choose one or more cards with some of their grades being grade 3 or greater from hand and discard them. If you cost and paid, strike this card onto your Vanguard Circle from face down. Second skill, Auto. As a Vanguard, Generation Break 8. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, retire all of your opponent's rear guards, and all of your own rear guards gives plus 10,000 power until end of turn. If 3 or more units were retired, this unit gets plus 10,000 power and plus 1 critical until end of turn. The Grade 4, Divine Dragon Knight, Barakat. Skills, first skill, Stride Step, cost. Choose one or more cards with some of their grades being grade 3 or greater from hand, discard them. If the cost and paid, strike this card onto your Vanguard from face down. Second skill, Auto. As a Vanguard. When this unit attacks, cost, turn a card from your G Zone face up. If the cost and paid, if your opponent has 3 or more open rear guard circles, this unit gets plus 10,000 power, plus 1 critical, and plus 1 drive until end of battle. If your opponent has 5 or more open rear guard circles, all of your rear guards gets plus 10,000 power until end of turn. The Grade 4, Supreme Heavenly Emperor Dragon, Dragonic Blade Master Titan. Skills, first skill, Stride Step, cost. Choose one or more cards with the sum of their grades being grade 3 or greater from hand, discard them. If the cost and paid, strike this onto your Vanguard Circle from face down. Second skill, Auto. As a Vanguard or Rear Guard, Blaze. At the beginning of each of your attacks, if you have more rear guards than your opponent, then your own Vanguard becomes blazing until end of turn. Third skill, Action. As a Vanguard, once per turn, Generation Break 2, cost, Counterblast 1, and choose a card from your G Zone face down and turn it face up. If you cost and paid, choose the same number of your opponent's rear guards as the number of face-up cards named Supreme Heavenly Emperor Dragon, Dragonic Blade Master Titan from your G Zone, and retire them. And until end of turn, this unit gets Continuous as a Vanguard. If this unit is blazing, it gets plus 1 critical. The Grade 4, Supreme Heavenly Emperor Dragon, Zanbus Dragon. Skills, first skill, Stride Step, cost. Choose one or more cards with the sum of their grades being grade 3 or greater from your hand and discard them. If you cost and paid, strike this card onto your Vanguard from face down. Second skill, Actions, Vanguard, once per turn. Cost, turn a card from your G Zone face up. If you cost and paid, retire all of your opponent's rear guards, and all of your grade 3 or greater units gets plus 10,000 power until end of turn. With that, we've covered the deck's G Zone and the G units. Next, let's get on to the G Guardians. And now for the G Guardians. For the G Guardians, this deck we are playing 2 Grade 4 Flamewing Steel Beast Denial Griffin. And 2 Grade 4 Divine Dragon Knight Absalam. The Grade 4 Flamewing Steel Beast Denial Griffin. Skills: first skill, G Guardian, usable when both fighters' vanguards are both grade 3 and greater, and the number of face-up G Guardians in the G zone is 3 or less. Opponent's turn, guard step. Cost: choose a heal trigger from your hand and discard it. If the cost and paid, call this card into your G zone from your Guardian Circle from face down. Second skill, Auto. Cost: counterblast 1. When this unit is placed on Guardian Circle, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose one of your opponent's attacking rear guards and retire it. The Grade 4 Divine Dragon Knight Absalam. Skills: first skill, G Guardian, usable when both fighters' vanguards are grade 3 or greater, and the number of face-up G Guardians in your G zone is 3 or less. Opponent's turn, guard step. Choose a heal trigger from hand and discard it. If the cost and paid, call this card to Guardian Circle from face down. Second skill, Auto. Cost: counterblast 1. When this unit is placed on Guardian Circle during the battle that your vanguard was attacked by your opponent's vanguard, you pay the cost. If you do, this unit gets plus 10,000 shield until the end of battle for each of your opponent's open rearguard circles. With that, we've covered the cards G Guardian lineup. And of that, that's just all the time we have for today. First, I want to say is thank you to the viewers watching today's video, and to please stay tuned for more videos I plan to upload again in the near future. And I also hope you all show support by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my videos and channel. And of that, I say goodbye and